Hello, church, and welcome back to another video. This is day 2 of the Life Recovery Devotional readings that I'm doing here on YouTube. Today we are reading from 2 Kings 5, verses 1 through 15, and the title of our reading today is A Humble Beginning. I'll go ahead and start the reading. Naaman, commander of the army for the king of Aram, was a man important to his master and highly regarded, because through him the Lord had given victory to Aram. The man was a valiant warrior, but he had a skin disease. Aram had gone on raids and brought back from the land of Israel a young girl who served Naaman's wife. She said to her mistress, "If only my master were with the prophet who is in Samaria, he would cure him of his skin disease." So Naaman went and told his master what the girl from the land of Israel had said. Therefore the king of Aram said, "Go, and I will send a letter with you to the king of Israel." So he went and took with him 750 pounds of silver, 150 pounds of gold, and 10 sets of clothing. He brought the letter to the king of Israel, and it read, When this letter comes to you, note that I have sent you my servant Naaman for you to cure him of his skin disease." When the king of Israel read the letter, he tore his clothes and asked, "Am I God, killing and giving life, that this man expects me to cure a man of his skin disease? Recognize that he's only picking a fight with me." When Elisha, the man of God, heard that the king of Israel had torn his clothes, he sent a message to the king. "Why have you torn your clothes? Have him come to me, and he will know there is a prophet in Israel." So Naaman came with his horses and chariots and stood at the door of Elisha's house. Then Elisha sent him a messenger who said, "Go wash 7 times in the Jordan, and your skin will be restored, and you will be clean." But Naaman got angry and left, saying, "I was telling myself, he will surely come out, stand and call on the name of the Lord his God, and wave his hand over the place, and cure the skin disease. Aren't Abana and Parfar, the rivers of Damascus, better than all the waters of Israel? Couldn't I wash in them and be clean?" So he turned and left in a rage. But his servants approached and said to him, "My father, if the prophet had told you to do some great thing, would you not have done it? How much more should you do it when he only tells you, 'Wash and be clean'?" So Naaman went down and dipped himself in the Jordan 7 times according to the command of the man of God. Then his skin was restored and became like the skin of a small boy, and he was clean. Then Naaman and his whole company went back to the man of God, stood before him, and declared, "I know there is no God in the whole world except in Israel. Therefore, please accept a gift from your servant." Step 1. We admitted we were powerless over our dependencies and that our lives had become unmanageable. It can be very humiliating to admit that we are powerless, especially if we are used to being in control. We may be powerful in some areas of our lives, but out of control in terms of our addictive or compulsive behaviors. If we refuse to admit our powerlessness, we may lose everything. That one unmanageable part of our lives may infect and soon destroy everything else. The experience of Naaman illustrates how this is true. He was a powerful military and political figure, a man of wealth, position, and power. He also had leprosy, which promised to bring about the loss of everything he held dear. Lepers were made outcasts from their families and society. Ultimately, they faced a slow, painful, and disgraceful death. Naaman heard that there was a prophet in Israel who could heal him. He found that prophet and was told in order to be healed, he needed to dip himself 7 times in the Jordan. He went away outraged, having expected his power to buy him an instant and easy cure. In the end, however, he acknowledged his powerlessness, followed the instructions, and recovered completely. Our disease, quotes, is as life-threatening as the leprosy in Naaman's day. It slowly separates us from our families and leads toward the destruction of everything important to us. There is no instant or easy cure. The only answer is to admit our powerlessness, humble ourselves, and submit to the process that will eventually bring us recovery. We must let go in order to hold on to the things dear to us. And I myself have experienced this. It was humiliating coming to my pastor at first and admitting that I had a problem with both drinking and pornography. It was tough to be able to look at the man that I considered to be a role model in my life and admit that I was not the man of God that I pretended to be, that I outwardly appeared to be, and that I was broken and that I had issues. But once I did that and once I made myself low, then between the help of other brothers and sisters in Christ and the influence of the Spirit of God in me, I was able to find victory over both. And I continue to find victory every day that I surrender again and say, not my will, but yours be done. I hope this devotional today was helpful for you. I will see you guys again tomorrow. God bless you and have a wonderful evening. Thank you.